Moneyball, The Art of Winning an Unfair Game. By Michael Lewis, author. Summary. The Moneyball phenomenon, initiated by the Oakland Athletics and chronicled by Michael Lewis, represents a paradigm shift in how organizations evaluate value, manage talent, and execute transformation. At its core, the movement challenged traditional, subjective belief systems, such as professional scouting based on physical appearance, in favor of rigorous statistical analysis known as sabermetrics. By identifying market inefficiencies and focusing on objective metrics like on-base percentage, OBP, and the limitation of outs, the Oakland Athletics, under General Manager Billy Beane, successfully competed against teams with significantly larger budgets. This transformation provides a profound roadmap for systems engineering, illustrating how socio-technical systems can be optimized through continuous improvement, kaizen, cost-effective implementation, and the diversification of risk. The sabermetric philosophy, challenging traditional wisdom. The transition from traditional baseball management to a data-driven approach was rooted in the work of Bill James, a statistician who viewed baseball as a scientific process rather than an art. Market inefficiency and subjective bias. The scouting myth. Traditionally, baseball scouts recruited players based on raw talent, characteristics like speed, body shape, and strength. This created a market where lithe, fast, and strong athletes were overvalued, while unconventional but productive players were ignored. The appearance bias. Organizations frequently ruled out productive individuals simply based on physical appearance, a failure of imagination that led to significant market inefficiencies. Redefining value. Sabermetrics shifted the focus to outs as the fundamental constraint of the game. Because an offense is limited by outs rather than time, value was redefined as a player's ability to avoid making outs and contribute directly to run production. Key performance indicators, KPIs. On-base percentage, OBP, identified as the primary driver of run production. The Jeremy Brown example, a fat, short, slow catcher, who was the greatest hitter in his college's history. Traditional logic rejected him because he didn't look the part, but Beane's data-driven approach saw him as a first-round draft pick. Sloppy data. Analysts challenged traditional metrics like batting average, errors, and RBIs, arguing they were influenced by external factors, e.g., fielder positioning or luck, that obscured a player's true value. The Oakland Athletics case study, 1997 to 2011. The Oakland Athletics evolution highlights a tactical application of these theories to overcome severe economic disadvantages. The churn strategy. To maintain a competitive edge on a budget roughly one-third the size of the New York Yankees, the A's employed a strategy of constant roster churning. Strategic extensions. While most stars were traded before they became too expensive, the team occasionally committed to long-term extensions for anchor players like Eric Chavez. The 1 year early rule. Following the edict to trade players a year too early rather than a year too late, Beane dealt star pitchers like Mark Mulder and Tim Hudson in 2004 to maintain roster flexibility. Undervalued assets. The team sought major league roadkill, veterans or overlooked players who possessed disciplined hitting skills and high OBPs but were undervalued by the rest of the league. The missing narrative. Pitching dominance. While the Moneyball book and film focused heavily on offensive metrics, OBP, historical data reveals that the Athletics' success between 2000 and 2004 was heavily anchored by an elite starting rotation known as the Big Three. 1. Tim Hudson. 2. Barry Zito. 3. Mark Mulder. From 2000 to 2003, Oakland possessed the third most pitching wins above replacement, WAR, in Major League Baseball, suggesting that winning through math was supported by traditional high-quality pitching that the OBP-centric narrative often obscured. Systems engineering and socio-technical analysis. The Moneyball approach mirrors core principles of systems engineering, SE, particularly in the management of socio-technical systems, complex environments where human and management dimensions dominate. The Transformation Roadmap. Research from MIT suggests a four-step roadmap inspired by the Oakland A's for organizational transformation. Step Objective Baseball Parallel. 1. Identify value, connect production attributes to end value, prioritizing OBP over raw talent or speed. 2. Integrated system focus, emphasize synergy and situational performance, treating the lineup as a run-producing process. 3. Cost analysis, execute strategies within resource limitations, achieving 103 wins on a $40 million budget versus $126 million. 4. Risk management, continuously improve, kaizen, and diversify, diversifying player investments to avoid single-point failure. Organizational synergy. The system was the STAR approach, introduced by Sandy Alderson, Beane's mentor, posited that scoring runs was a process rather than an individual talent. This required every player to buy into the system. In SE terms, the effects of the aggregate must be greater than the sum of individual parts to achieve highest efficiency. Leading and lagging indicators. Leading indicators, used to predict future performance, e.g., a young player's patience at the plate. Lagging indicators, historical data used to calibrate models and judge outcomes. Media representation and accolades. The 2011 film Moneyball, directed by Bennett Miller, served as a significant cultural vehicle for these concepts. Critical and financial success. Budget, $50 million. Box office, over $110 million. Critical reception, 94% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Award summary. The film received 73 nominations and won 19 awards, primarily for its screenplay and performances. Organization, category, status. 84th Academy Awards Best Picture, Actor, Pitt, Supporting Actor, Hill, Screenplay 6 nominations, 0 wins. 69th Golden Globes Best Motion Picture, Drama, Actor, Supporting Actor 4 nominations. American Film Institute AFI Movies of the Year 1. New York Film Critics Circle Best Actor, Pitt, Best Screenplay 1. Critics' Choice Awards Best Adapted Screenplay 1.